the Moving the Sticks podcast with Bucky Brooks and Daniel Jeremiah on NFL Network actually just dropped a clip on Twitter right before we went live, and there's some very interesting conversation in there with Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater. Let me see if I can pull this up really fast. And
all right, Denver, Drew Lock, Teddy Bridgewater.
I think management would love to see Drew Lock win it. I think Vic Fangio would like to see Teddy Bridgewater win it, because if Teddy Bridgewater doesn't have epic moments in the preseason where he's turning it over like crazy, I think he emerges as a starter.
So this is where I'll disagree with you, because I think it might be universal that they'll be rooting for Teddy, because George Payton didn't draft Drew Lock. He signed Teddy Bridgewater, so it's almost a feather in his cap if Teddy emerges as that guy. We always talk about the formula, right? Every team's got to find their winning formula and how it works. And when you look at this Denver Broncos defense and how good they could potentially be, the formula for them is going to be don't turn the football over. And that, to me, points more towards Teddy than it does towards Drew. It limits the upside, limits the excitement. But I'm guessing that when we finish the season that Teddy will have started more games than Drew Lock in the upcoming season. That's my guess.
So to me, the biggest thing that I gleaned away from that and just kind of take away, and I mean, this is all speculation, guys, don't get me wrong, but the biggest thing I took away from that was when Daniel Jeremiah said that it might be it might be universal that George Payton and Vic Fangio want Teddy Bridgewater to be the guy. I don't necessarily know that I agree with that sentiment, but I understand where Daniel Jeremiah is coming from with that, where, you know, Teddy Bridgewater doesn't really turn the football over. He had a couple of bad games. He had 11 interceptions. I know all that, but he is incredibly efficient. And hopefully, I mean, he can still be that efficient. And hopefully Drew Lock can be that efficient and still win the job. And then we have that high end upside. Now, going back to the conversation with Vic Fangio and with the offensive coaching staff, we'll devolve into Pat Shurmur here as well. Which one of these quarterbacks really gives them the best opportunity to ensure that they continue to keep their jobs this next year?
Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, what Darren Jeremiah said is spot on. Is everyone in that building, it is universal. They want Teddy Bridgewater to go out and win this job. They want the safe play. They want the guaranteed $10 a day over the potential of $20 or having to pay $20. And you just don't know until the day comes what's going to happen. That's Drew Lock for you. They want the guaranteed $10. That's what Teddy is. And it's his safe play, as I said. I mean, with the defense that's as good as this can be, you just don't want to turn the ball over. You don't want to give the offense extra opportunities to sit there and wear down your defense and put points on the board. You don't. You just want a guy who can reliably move the ball downfield and just be consistent with his play. I mean, I know a lot of people talk about how Teddy Bridgewater didn't protect the ball that well last year, but I mean, before he got hurt, which I think is often gets missed, is that he was actually doing very well before he got hurt. Mm-hmm. Then in that second Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, he hurt his knee, and he just wasn't the same. And it showed up statistically. So, I mean, it's simple as pie, as water pie, whatever pie you want. It's super simple as to why the Broncos would want Teddy Bridgewater to start over Drew Lock, especially if you're coaching, especially if you have a win or else kind of thing that I think that the Broncos do have. I mean, I do think that they have to go at least probably 8-9 to potentially keep their jobs. Like, Teddy's going to get you a lot closer to that than Drew Lock will. Now, I think that Drew Lock may end up starting at the start of the year, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the first 3 games and plays pretty well. I mean, pretty solid teams, but they're very young, very inexperienced, still coming together. So he should be able to come out and play well. But what is he going to do against the Ravens? What is he going to do to get that next stretch? So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 6-7 games, and depending on how that goes, may see a switch.